Hello and welcome. This is Arriya Kingray, and I am excited to be here with you today. I'm going to share a little bit about one thing that I am noticing and something that I notice often, which I'm going to call walking head. Okay. So here's what happens in our culture, in our society, we place so much attention and value on what happens in the mind, from our thoughts, from what we see, from the intellectual component of our experience. We look to other people's expertise. We look to what letters they have after their name. We have all of these ways that we can evaluate or set up a system so that we can trust that this person has a intellectual handle of a situation or a topic. All great, no problem. And what I notice is that oftentimes when people who are leaders, they're entrepreneurs, they're people who are here to change the world or their community or their family line. And what happens is because our society, our culture, and our history so much values the mind, we disconnect from the body. There's so much information, sensation that's available for us to connect into when we are present in the body. And sometimes it can be a lot. Sometimes, if we have learned to be processing things in the mind and we have been valued at the level of the mind for so long, that we learn how to turn off what's happening in the body so that we can be more present with what is happening in the mind. We value it more. So if our body says something, but our mind says something different, we'll tend to listen to the mind. Or we may not even have a sense of what's happening in the body. What happens is that the mind can actually make sense of anything. The mind could come up with a reason or rationale to justify any side of any opportunity or situation. What we want to be doing instead is connecting into the deeper level of wisdom that resides within us. And that includes the mind, but it also includes the body. So what I notice is that there is I'm calling a syndrome. It's not really a syndrome, but we'll just say walking head syndrome is a thing. Okay. So when we have the experience of walking around in the world from here, and that's it, like from here up, and this is our whole experience of the world, we are, having tastes, smells, seeing, thoughts, and that's a lot. And also, when we try to create from our mind, when we try to make decisions from our mind, when we try to connect with other people from our mind, when we try from our mind, we are actually significantly limiting the possibility of what is actually available. So we are so much more than the mind. We are the mind, and the mind is connected to and a part of the body. And the body is a part of and connected to the earth and the cosmos and source itself. We are literally infinite beings that are connected in so many ways. And so you can kind of start to feel the magnitude of that. And when we are connected to all of that, we are able to be resourced in a way that truly nourishes and supports us. So if you were trying to imagine, how could we feed ourselves just from the head or the mind? We can't do that. We need to have hands. We need to have other parts of our body participate. So how can we allow for ourselves to begin to bring some awareness and energy and sensation and presence to what is happening in the body? And a lot of times people will have concerns about not being able to trust what's happening in the body because there's all these feelings and sensations that are present there. And the same is present in the mind, right? So what we want to do is we want to begin to start to cultivate a relationship with the body. We want to start to listen, be present with what's happening in the body so that we begin to learn our own cues, our own language that arises from within the wholeness of our being, that includes all of us, not just this one part, an important part, but it's actually not the part that we really want to be relying on to be making important decisions. It's also not the part that really allows us to tune into what is true or not true. We really have so much available and accessible to us when we connect into the wholeness of our whole system. So the thing that I notice is that when people who are used to operating at the level of the mind begin to bring their awareness into the body, it can feel overwhelming. There's a lot of sensation that's present, a lot of emotions perhaps. And when we actually begin to be with it, we start to develop a capacity and an understanding of what these things are that our body is telling us. So we actually can develop a deeper relationship with the body, and that supports us to then create what it is that we're here to create at the scale that we're here to create. So if you're here to create something and you can't hold it all here, right? Or all of the ideas that are wanting to come in, you can't hold them, or you can't come up with the answer. There's an opportunity for us to expand our capacity, to expand our connection, to expand the magnitude at which we are available to create, to receive, to deliver, to be of service. And it happens at the level of the whole of our system. So one of the things that you can start to tune into is this question: where am I in relation to my body? And oftentimes, well, I'll just give you a moment to check that out. Where are you in relation to your body? So the question you can ask for yourself: where am I in relation to my body? You might just close your eyes and just see, is there a spot that lights up? Is there some place that brings your attention or your awareness? Is there something where you receive some information? What happens oftentimes for people is that when they're used to not being connected to the body, is that it's either up here in the head or even outside of the body. It could be behind, it could be up top, it could be out in front. So where are you in relation to the body is a really great place to begin to start to have this deeper awareness of what is available and present. And when we start to come back into the body, there's so much goodness and blessings and expansion that and wisdom, intelligence that is available to us within the body. So if you are a creator, if you are a leader, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a change maker, if you know that you have a big mission or purpose or vision to deliver into the world, it is so important that you are expanding your embodiment of your wholeness, because it is literally expanding what you are available for, what you're available to deliver, what you're available to create, what you're available to receive in all ways. And it goes beyond that. And it also is about how your expression is connected or not connected to the rest of your body. If you're speaking only from here, you can hear that there's a disconnect from the head and the body. When you hear someone who's speaking from the wholeness of their body, you can hear what it feels like. It feels different. It sounds different. It resonates differently. And what can actually be communicated through the words, through the voice, through the writing, through the presence, through the actual beingness of the person is so much more efficient and effective, because it is coming from the truth and the wholeness of everything that they are, not just what the mind is communicating to be delivered through the voice. So I invite you to check this out for yourself, see what feels present for you, Where are you in relation to your body? Let me know what you notice in the comments. I would love to hear what's present for you, what comes forward. And if you have a little bit of nervousness or fear about coming deeper into the body, that's okay. And oftentimes the fear appears to be so much bigger than our actual experience of it is, right? So our mind can also create, we'll call it optical illusion, the perception that it's going to be really scary and horrible or something like that. But when we actually do it, it's actually, oh, that was actually pretty cool. Or, oh, that was actually much easier or simpler than I expected, or whatever it might be for you. So just know that if you're having a little bit of nervousness or fear around what might happen or be like for you to be deeper in the body, that's okay. That's okay. And it's also safe. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, this is Arriya Kingray. You can learn more at arriyakingray.com or check me out on any of the socials. You can like and subscribe to this channel for more. And I am excited to be able to share more about creation, the new paradigm creation cycle for leaders, entrepreneurs, visionaries, and change makers. Stay tuned.